All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about how much I charge as an online coach or a nutrition coach, how I get them to work with me all year, and how I get them to work with me on recurring. All right, so how much I charge. So in person here in the Bay Area, I charge $40K for 4 months. And I would love to say it's because I'm an amazing coach and I know how to get people in shape, but in reality, it's because I'm here in Silicon Valley and everything's inflated as far as prices. So, I mean, that's the fact of the matter. But people are paying me this, right? So, this is what I charge here in the Bay Area. Now, when I work with someone online or in a different state or different location, this is what I do. So I say, when they say, how much do you charge? I say, 40K for 4 months. They say, wow, go fuck yourself. And I say, well, since we're not in person here, for everyone that I work with on the phone, where I'm just texting you the meal plan or doing Zoom calls, 4K. So 4K for 4 months. So you get 90% off, right? This anchors them, right? First, I always want to get them to be like, at the price. And then once I get that, then I tell them about this one, right? And then I actually name these packages. So this one I call the whale package, and this one I call the economy. So the whale package, if you know anything about like investors and people here in the Silicon Valley, the whale is like the big head honcho that has a lot of money and he's a big spender. The economy guy, well, you've been on a plane. The economy class versus the first class is a big difference. And most people, if they think of themselves, sorry, one of my notes just fell. If they think of themselves as like a head honcho or a whale, they will be offended that I would ever think that they should be in the economy package here. So little play on words. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes John at like Sequoia or at Excel would be like, "Oh, I'm not an economy guy. Give me the well package." If that's what John did, my friend that also lost weight with you, I want that one too. So that was kind of the reason why behind that. I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's what I did. And so, okay, 4K for 4 months. Let's just go off that package. And then that's how much I charge. How I get them to work with me all year is this way. So it's 4K, 4 months. So let's split those 4 months. Month one is we signed up, we got the 4K. So we get the nutrition plan, we get a workout plan, supplement, cardio plan, and all that. We do weekly check-ins, right? We're going to talk to you every week. This is important in month 3, but just letting you know what's here. So food, workout, weekly calls. This is what they're getting. So weekly calls, right? And then you check in with them every week, and then they're losing weight. And then by month 3, this is usually if they're following it and if you're doing your job, they're gonna feel the best around here. So they're gonna lose X amount of weight, and they have a month left. So here, you're gonna do during your check-in, you're gonna go and be like, "Hey, John, you've lost X amount of weight. We have about a month left. I just want to see, kind of check in with you. Where are you right now? At the end of this program, what are you planning to do?" Let them kind of think about it. Are you planning to go back to how you were before and like eat Cheetos and sit on the couch and just have a big belly? Or are you planning to continue with the progress that you're already getting? Most likely they're gonna say they want to continue. So here they say, okay, well, I'm okay with either one. I just want to know where you're at because it helps me kind of figure out how to set up the rest of your plan. Because remember, we have 4 weeks left, 4 weeks left. And then they'll most likely say, I want to continue. So if they do say they want to continue, great. So you already paid 4K for 4 months. So it's about $1,000 a month. I charge 10K for the year, right? If you do the math, 10K for the year is cheaper than 4K for 4 months. But anyways, I charge 10K for the whole year. I like working with you. You already paid the 4K. How about I credit you the 4K you already paid and only charge you 6K more? Well, yeah, sure. If they like what you're doing, and if they see they're actually getting results, they want to keep working with you. Because here they either realize there's only 2 scenarios here. They either want to lose more weight They either want to lose more weight or they want to start building muscle. The reason is because they lost all that fat. So now they realize, oh, I'm actually not that big now that I don't have any fat covering me up. So now they want to build muscle. And you ideally will have the solution for the next problem that comes from your original solution, which is weight loss. That's kind of the whole point, right? So that's kind of how I charge and how I get people to work with me every year. Now on a reoccurring basis, how do I get them to work with me every year? Because I've had some of these guys since 2018, right? And I've been doing competition. My first competition was in 2015. So for a while now, I've been getting people work with me every year. So what you do is you have seasons. Just like in sports, you have a intra-season or your post-season, your in-season, your pre-season, and your off-season. You want to have that in coaching as well. So you want to have the pre-season. You want to have, this is always going to be summer. This is in-season. You want to have a post, and you want to have an off. So how I set it up is if in-season is always going to be summertime, lean. I always want them lean in summer. Then the season before that, I want them kind of slowly getting ready for a cut, right? So just getting all the macronutrients in there, kind of like a setup for the diet. And then post, I want them to maintain their cut. I want them to keep what they just did as far as abs and keep those abs for 3 months so they can go and enjoy themselves, get an extra cheat meal here and there, but this is where I want them. And then have an off season. So in the off season, they're just gonna be building, right? For at least 3 months, maybe even go into the preseason. So this could be 3 to 6 months of a build. But this way, every year they're building, ideally 3 to 5 pounds of muscle if they can, especially if they're starting off early. And then every summer they're lean, they're in shape. As a coach, you want that because they're going to be a walking billboard for you. They're going to be going summer. Some of these guys go all over the place, but they're going to be going and taking their shirt off out in the wild and showing the results. So that's how you can get more clients in the future. So this is how I set it up. This is how much I charge, how I get them to pay me all year, and the different seasons of how to get them to pay me every year. Now, this only works if you know what you're doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, sorry, you're wasting your time. Get good at coaching first, then you can do things like this and charge more.